been we are really anguished. We are in a state of grief because, see, what we are seeing, we couldn't imagine. And I think this is a terrible thing. And the good...
which sends a photographer in to hospitals to see parents whose child has been stillborn, and I guess what would be the worst scenario is where the baby dies.
The spending crunch for local councils in England is set to continue into the next financial year. In the last hour, the local government minister, Chris Hopkins, announced an overall reduction of 1.8% in central government grants.
Speaking in the Commons, the Shadow Community and local government secretary Hilary Benn criticised the government's announcement.
Councils are showing clear signs of financial stress. What contingency plans do ministers have to deal with the potential failure of local councils? The truth, Madam Deputy Speaker, is that the government either doesn't want to know what's going on, doesn't care. Tough times do indeed require tough decisions, including on spending, but there is no justification whatsoever for taking most from those who have least.
While grants aren't, of course, the only source of income for local authorities, central government does account for the majority of councils' budgets. So, what impact is this going to have across the country? In a minute, we'll speak to Councillor Martin Hill, who's Conservative, the leader of Lincolnshire County Council, and to Simon Crabtree, a businessman on the Wirral in Merseyside, who set up a petition in October to spare his local lollipop lady from the local council budget cuts. But first, we'll get the latest from our Home Affairs correspondent, Mark Easton. Thanks for being with us, Mark. Local councils already feeling the squeeze. Are some areas going to be more badly affected than others?
Yes, I'm talking to you from Milton Keynes, from the Super Cuts spending power of local authorities. Some local authorities are going to see up to 6.4% reduction in their spending power. So that kind of takes account of all the other income that they're getting. And independent analysts have said that the overall effect of all the different cuts to local government grants in the government power, about 34% by 2016, which is probably about a quarter of all the central government money that local government had. Now, you can't make those kind of savings without seeing some kind of real change. What's been fascinating, I think, over the last 4 or 5 years is the way in which councils have adapted the way that they do things to try and find ways of actually making these savings without having to really impact on local services. And often you'll find people say, well, services, they're okay, I haven't really noticed any big change. Some will even say they've got a little bit better in some cases. But undoubtedly some things have gone. And of course the big change has been in the way the councils run their back office functions. Often they've been outsourcing, or they've been collaborating with other local authorities to try and save money, doing anything they can to try and reduce the sort of overhead side. And in addition, they've also had to make some really tough decisions. I mean, I'm here in Milton Keynes, for instance, public consultation. What they're saying here is that we can't sustain these services on the basis of running out without getting from central government. We need you to help, and they're basically appealing to the citizens of Milton Keynes to help them deliver services by, well, in some cases simply volunteering to run a library or foster children or cut the grass in a local park. So I think things are really tight now, and I think there'll be very few councils in the land that reckon that they can get these kind of savings without having some kind of impact on the delivery of services people have got to expect.
One of the local deans yesterday said that the minister did not mention that councillors' allowances are going up for the 4th year running. Is that the case? That is the case. It's quite an interesting statistic, isn't it?
It is. I mean, council allowances, they may have gone up, but nothing with so many people in local government would say, well, the kind of allowance that councils get is really, really not very much money at all. I was talking to somebody who was a councillor in a council who was saying that their annual allowance is £7,000. Of course, it's not a full-time job, but for many of these councillors, actually, there is a huge burden placed on them, and they are expected to be on the end of the phone, around the clock and attend meetings and all the rest of it. So I don't think we're talking about people having huge amounts of money, and that's what allowance has been going up. Maybe it's a sign that there is a little bit more, we need a little bit more respect for local government.
Come on, we're going to go and have a word with some other guests, but you're going to go get your hair cut for 6 o'clock news, is that right?
Snick, that's me.
Enjoy your cups in many ways.
Thank you very much.
Simon Crabtree has been trying to save his local lollipop lady. Tell us more, Simon.
We found out that the local lollipop lady, she was going to be losing her job. We found out for the local media, obviously with these local government cuts. So we basically started a campaign. We ended up with 1,276 signatures on the petition, which was handed to Wirral Council in October. And hopefully, fingers crossed now, she can keep her job along with the other crossing patrols on the Wirral. The reason we started is because it's actually where crossing is, it's a very, very busy road. And at peak times that she's there, schools going to school, coming from school, the traffic's going past the car every 10 seconds or something like that. And she actually crosses kids to 3 schools in the local area.
How worried are you beyond this year, though, Simon, given the effort that you've had to put in to get her to stay for this year? What about next year?
Well, this is the issue, I think, is that, if we've got to go through the whole, process again next year just to try and save a job, it just seems ridiculous. It's coming around every year, and it seems to be, obviously, like people reported, it seems to be the things that people rely on most that seem to be coming up for cuts. Obviously the crossing patrols, libraries, playgrounds, special schools, youth centres. These are things that really do affect people in local communities. And I think that the local community in New Ferry is pretty strong. So we try and get campaigns together to try and save things for the local community. But we're going right through that whole process again, aren't we?
Yeah, that's Simon's situation. Martin Hill is from Lincolnshire County Council. Martin, listening to the situation Simon finds himself in, you're the leader of the council in Lincolnshire. How big are the budget cuts that you're facing? Give us an idea.
Well, in terms of, in broad terms, if we start from the decade, by the end of this decade, we'll be operating with 40% less budget than we started with. If you want to put it in cash terms, we'll be talking about a saving of £200 million.
So where are those pinch points for you then?
Well, I mean, obviously we're looking at what we've tried to do is proactively decide what we want to try and protect. And there's things like road maintenance, highway maintenance, which is obviously a lot of people want to see good roads, clearing the snow in the winter, and looking after vulnerable adults and children. So those areas we said, no, we don't really, we want to protect those areas. But of course, if we protect one area, other areas will have to, the rest of the council will have to bear a greater burden.
Do you still have a budget surplus at the end of the year?
We will have a budget surplus at the end of the year, which we will have there. But it's important to remember you have your surplus, your reserves, if you like, which are there, which we are going to use to balance the books. But that is only there as a one-off. Whereas we're talking about annual reductions here. So once you've used the reserves to balance the books, if you like, you still have to then find the annual saving. So we're talking about annual savings of 200 million, not one-offs.
Did you have to dip into your surplus the year before?
No, so far we have in recent years, because in the last round, if you remember, 2010, what we actually did, we actually got on with, because the government said you've got several years, we took decisions early, and part of those decisions was obviously that we now have around 1,500 people less working for the council than we did then. Because we took those decisions early, and we were able then to build up a bit of a buffer to make sure that when times got very, very difficult, we were able to see it through.
How much is a bit of a buffer? How much?
Well, at the moment we have got about £50 million in this reserve, but so that means this year we'll probably use half of that, because we are losing. We are talking one-off amounts of money, 50 million, as opposed to.
A lot of money though that could be spent on services, right?
No, because what we're talking about, annual reductions of in the end 200 million every single year will be 200 million pounds less well off than they were before. So yes, we've got a 50 million one-off, which we will then use to balance, help balance the books while we reduce our organisation to the level that's needed.
Martin Hill, thank you very much for joining us on 5 Live. That's the councillor from Lincolnshire County Council, and also to Simon Crabtree and Mark Easton, our Home Affairs correspondent, Hemmings Barney.
Super cuts. Wirral Council, we had a statement from them. They informed us that they held a meeting earlier this month to look at areas where they would need to make more cuts for the next financial year. This is the Lollipop Lady story, and they said that the safety of our children is paramount. We have decided not to implement the saving relating to school crossing patrols.
After 2 today, one of a tiny number of openly gay footballers will be on the programme with us. That's LA Galaxy's Robbie and Rogers. Plus, we shall also be speaking to, perhaps, well, he's certainly top 3, the greatest distance runners in history, highly Gabby Certainly, about a new project that aims to bring the marathon world record down to under 2 hours. That's basically cutting 3 minutes off the marathon world record. Also, Sebastian Street will be here, and Raymond Van Barn. Well, very excited about this. PDC does not start today. He'll be with us just after 3 o'clock. Time to get the news on 5 Live. It's Cable here.
On digital, online, smartphone and tablets, this is BBC 5 Live.
Councils in England has received less money to run their services in the next financial year. Their spending power is being cut by 1.8%. Metropolitan Police is investigating 3 alleged murders at locations, including military establishments, as part of an historical child abuse inquiry. Detectives have been giving further details about Operation Midland, which stems from allegations made by a man who said he was abused by a paedophile ring involving prominent figures. Dorset Police have confirmed a school near Bournemouth is under lockdown after reports of a shot being fired at workmen nearby. Children and staff are being kept inside at Highcliffe School in Christchurch. The Home Secretary has announced plans to put a 28-day time limit on police bail. Theresa May said it can't be right for people to spend months or years on bail only to be told they won't face any charges. And the European Court of Justice has ruled that obesity could be classed as a disability in some cases. It says obese people could be legally protected if it stops them doing their job properly. That's news. Here's Chris with sport.
England will be without their starting second row, Joe Launchbury, for the Six Nations after it was confirmed he needs neck surgery. Our rugby union reporter Chris Jones has more on the Wasps' forwards injury.
Launchbury hasn't played since the end of October because of a bulging disc, and his rehabilitation hasn't gone as well as hoped. He will now have surgery to decompress the nerve in his neck, with specialists advising this is the best option for his long-term health. The second row will be out for around 3 to 4 months. This will mean he will miss the whole of the Six Nations. And while England do have depth at second row, Launchbury has proven himself as a world-class player in the past year. And England supporters will be desperately hoping he comes back fit and firing for the World Cup next September.
Well, speaking of the World Cup, international rugby's leading point scorer Dan Carter will end his New Zealand All Blacks career after next year's tournament. He will become World Rugby's highest earner when he joins the French side Racing Metro. Also with rugby, the European champions Toulon say they are likely to appeal Dylan Armitage's lengthy suspension. He's been banned for 12 weeks for swearing at the Tigers fans. Now, Michael Garcia's resignation yesterday at FIFA's independent ethics investigator could have a direct impact on the wider release of his report into World Cup bidding corruption. Sports News correspondent Richard Conway explains.
Senior FIFA officials believe Michael Garcia's resignation could yet prompt a number of leading football executives to now back the release of an edited version of the American lawyer's findings. 6 FIFA executives are thought to be in favour of his report being released, but a majority of 13 votes will be needed when the matter is discussed in Morocco tomorrow. Executives who weren't party to the December 2010 vote to award the next 2 World Cups to Russia and Qatar are understood to be increasingly annoyed at being painted by association with the controversial decision. In addition, it's thought there is increasing frustration amongst FIFA's leadership. Michael Garcia has said to specify precisely what his issue is, sorry the findings, and in particular if he believes Russia and Qatar should be stripped of their hosting rights.
Newcastle United are set to approach the Premier League about an emergency goalkeeper loan. Tim Krul and Rob Elliott are both out injured. Third choice stopper Jack Annick hurt his shoulder last night against Tottenham. Newcastle's only other keeper is 17-year-old Freddie Woodman. The Everton boss Roberto Martinez says winger Kevin Morales should recover quickly from his ankle injury and will miss their Premier League match at Southampton on Saturday.
He's a quick healer. I don't expect him to be out for too long. Obviously, the game on Saturday is a bit too early for him, but I wouldn't rule him out for any of the fixtures over the Christmas period, which is fantastic news.
Now, Lancashire say their financial future is secure after being confirmed as host for a string of international cricket matches. Old Trafford will host the South Africa Test in 2017 and Ashes Test 2 years later. 5 World Cup matches in the same year, 2019. Kevin Peterson, meanwhile, rattled 66 off 46 balls when his debut for Melbourne Stars. Couldn't though help them avoid an 8-wicket defeat to Adelaide Strikers. And with just 8 weeks until the Cricket World Cup, Zimbabwe have sacked their coach Stephen Mangongo. Alistair Cook will learn if he's to remain as England captain when they name their squad on Saturday.
This is BBC Live on digital, online, smartphone and tablet.
On the roads, delays on the M1 southbound between junction 31 for Sheffield and Woodall services where a broken down car is blocking a lane. Northbound on the M1, it's slow in the roadworks between 16 and 17 for Northampton and the M45. One lane's closed both ways on the M48 Severn Bridge because of the strong winds. Emergency repairs are taking place on the M3 northbound with roadworks there between junction 3 Bagshot and junction 4 for the M25. And it is slow on the M25 anti-clockwise at junction 5 for the M26. That's after an accident on the exit split road for the A21 southbound, which has been closed. Kate Williams, Live Travel.
I think it's something a lot of people will be very interested in. What is a champion? Their mentality, how they approach training, how they deal with pain.
Tonight, Olympic gold medalist Victoria Pendleton presents The Mind of a Cyclist. She'll hear from Sir Bradley Wiggins, Sir Chris Hoy and a former Team GB psychiatrist to find out the mental demands cyclists face at the top level of the sport.
I was going toe-to-toe with Lance Armstrong. I remember he was always talking to me on these climbs. You even try, man. That was his tactic, was to talk to you as if he was your best friend, and then he'd slip the knife in your back.
Victoria Pendleton and The Mind of a Cyclist. Tonight at 8 on 5 Live.
That is going to be some quality radio. Afternoon edition on 5 Live with Dan Walker and Sarah Brett. We're going to be talking about one of the longest penalty shootouts in history, shortly, which took place last night in the FA Cup. We're going to head east now, though, because the Russian President Vladimir Putin has admitted that when
the Western press agencies saying, are you afraid of a palace coup? Now, I think, it's not just stuff. I think it's actually not very polite. I don't think that anyone in the Western media would dare to ask something like that. For example, President Obama, is he afraid of being kicked out? So some of that stuff was quite unusual, but he took it well. I thought Putin conducted the press conference in a very confident way. I think that was the most important thing that the Russians were waiting for. I think that he made the point clear about Crimea. There is no going back. Crimea stays in Russia. I think he also underlined the view of the Kremlin that the conflict, the crisis in Ukraine is a matter for the government of Ukraine and the people in the east to decide, that Russia does not have direct influence. He refused to accept that Russian troops are there on the ground in eastern Ukraine. And I think that at the same time he did say that Russia has a role to play in solving the crisis. But on the whole, it was a very confident delivery, and I think the Kremlin would be pleased.
Alexander, you said that Putin had been very honest in the press conference. Can I ask you honestly for an assessment of him more generally? Because in his time in charge, he's spoken a lot about trying to reduce Russian dependency on oil. And if you're looking at his record, would you agree that that's actually a big failing? Because Russia is still incredibly dependent on oil.
Yes, I think I would agree with you, yes. I think it's a very difficult thing to diversify the Russian economy, in the space of several years. And I think that when promises were made to do that, I don't think the government or the Kremlin were talking about a year or two or three or even 5. It will take time. It's a very difficult job. But, strangely enough, these Western sanctions are now pushing the Russian government to do that. I think without these sanctions, this...
Can I interrupt you there for a moment, Alexander? Do you think that those sanctions are totally unwarranted? Does Russia not have a responsibility for the tensions that, to put it mildly, caused in the Ukraine?
Well, you see, there's a completely different perception of what has happened in Ukraine in Russia. Because in Russia, the people remember what happened in February when the President Yanukovych's regime was overthrown, basically in a coup. Whatever you can say about it, it was a coup. So from that perspective, the Russians are looking at it from a different point of view. As they consider this to be an interference by the West and by the American and European Union, they consider that on their border, suddenly a country, a